There are some debts you can never repay, and some sacrifices that stay buried until they rise up and swallow everything whole. I learned this the hard way. My name is Daniel Carter. I'm 42 years old. I live in a small apartment in Portland, working as a freelance graphic designer. My life is quiet, simple, forgettable, really. But 15 years ago, my name meant something else entirely. 15 years ago, my name opened doors. It won contracts. It built an empire. The only problem? I wasn't the one using it. My younger brother Marcus was, and for 15 years, I let him. I told myself it was temporary. I told myself it was love. I told myself that brothers help each other no matter what. But the truth? The truth is more complicated than that. Because when you give someone your name, you don't just give them an identity. You give them power. You give them your past, your credibility, your reputation. And when they use it to build something magnificent, something you could never build yourself, you start to wonder, was it really yours to begin with? I thought I knew the answer. I thought I had made peace with my decision. But last month, everything I buried came back. And this time, it didn't just hurt me. It destroyed him. Let me take you back. Back to when Marcus and I were just two kids growing up in a broken home in Ohio. Our father left when I was 9 and Marcus was 6. Our mother worked 3 jobs just to keep the lights on. I became Marcus's protector, his guide, his second father. I helped him with homework, I fought his bullies, I taught him how to ride a bike, how to tie a tie, how to talk to girls. I loved him more than I loved myself, and maybe that was the problem. By the time I turned 24, I had graduated with honors from MIT with a degree in computer engineering. I had worked on 2 successful startups. I had a name in the tech world, not famous, but known, respected. People trusted Daniel Carter. Marcus, on the other hand, had dropped out of community college twice. He was brilliant, maybe even more brilliant than me, but he couldn't focus. He couldn't commit. He burned bridges faster than he built them. He had talent, but no credibility. And that's when he came to me with the idea. It was late 2009. The economy was still recovering. Marcus had designed this incredible software, a project management tool that could revolutionize small businesses. But no one would listen to him. "They don't take me seriously, Danny," he said, sitting across from me in my tiny Boston apartment. His eyes were tired, desperate. "They see my resume and they laugh. But if you pitched this, if your name was on it..." I should have said no. I should have told him to build his own reputation brick by brick, the way I did. But I saw the hope in his eyes. I saw the little boy who used to look up to me like I was a superhero. And I caved. "Okay," I said. "Use my name. Pitch it as Daniel Carter's project. I'll back you up." He hugged me so tight I thought my ribs would crack. "I'll pay you back, Danny. I swear. This is just until I get on my feet." I believed him. I wanted to believe him. The first year was fine. Marcus launched the software under my name. I provided the credibility. He provided the genius. We split the profits 50-50, even though I did almost nothing. The software took off. By year 2, we had over 10,000 subscribers. By year 3, major corporations were signing contracts. Marcus handled everything: the development, the marketing, the client meetings. I just existed in the background, a silent partner, a ghost. But something started to change. Marcus stopped calling me for advice. He stopped asking for my opinion. He started making decisions without consulting me. And when I asked him about it, he'd smile and say, "Don't worry, Danny, I've got this. You just relax." Relax. As if I wasn't the reason he had this opportunity in the first place. But I didn't push. I didn't fight. Because part of me felt guilty. Guilty that I had the name and he had the talent. Guilty that the world gave me chances it never gave him. So I stayed silent. By year 5, Marcus had moved to San Francisco. He bought a penthouse. He drove a Tesla. He was dating a model. And me? I was still in Boston, still freelancing, still living in the same apartment. People would ask me, "Hey, aren't you Daniel Carter?" the die behind Carter Tech? And I'd smile, nod, say nothing. Because what could I say? That it wasn't really me? That I was just a name on a contract? That my little brother was living my life? I told myself it didn't matter. I told myself I was happy for him. But late at night, when I was alone, I'd stare at the ceiling and wonder, what if I had kept my name for myself? Everything changed in year 7. I got a call from a journalist. Her name was Rebecca Lawson. She worked for Tech World magazine. She was doing a feature on the visionaries behind the next generation of software, and she wanted to interview me. "I'd love to talk to you about your journey, Mr. Carter," she said. "How you built Carter Tech from the ground up, your vision, your philosophy." My stomach dropped. I'm actually pretty private," I said. "Maybe you could talk to my business partner instead." "Oh, I've already spoken to Marcus," she said, "but I want to hear from you, the founder, the brain behind it all." I panicked. I called Marcus immediately. "Marcus, there's a journalist who wants to interview me. What do I do?" There was a long pause. Then he laughed, nervous, tight. "Just tell her you're too busy. I'll handle it." "She's not going to let this go, Marcus. She thinks I built this company." "You did build it, Danny. Your name is on everything." "But I didn't do anything." Another pause. "Then maybe it's time you did." My blood went cold. "What does that mean?" "It means," Marcus said slowly, "that if you're going to be the face of this company, you need to start acting like it. Learn the business, do some interviews, play the part." "Play the part?" "Danny, we're worth $50 million now. We can't afford for the truth to come out. It would destroy everything." I felt like the ground was collapsing under me. "So what am I supposed to do? Lie?" "You've been lying for 7 years, Danny. What's a few more?" He hung up, and I sat there in my quiet apartment staring at my phone, realizing for the first time what I had done. I hadn't just given Marcus my name. I had given him my identity, and now I was trapped. I didn't do the interview. I told Rebecca I was dealing with a family emergency. She was understanding, but I knew she'd come back. And she did. Over the next few months, more journalists reached out. More investors wanted to meet the real Daniel Carter. Marcus kept deflecting, kept covering for me. But the cracks were showing. At a conference in Chicago, an investor cornered me. "Daniel, I just want to say, your software saved my business. You're a genius." I smiled, nodded. "Thank you. Tell me, what inspired you to design the interface the way you did?" I froze. I had no idea. I stammered something generic, something vague. He looked at me confused, disappointed, and I felt like a fraud. Because that's what I was. I started having panic attacks. I couldn't sleep. I'd wake up at 3 a.m., drenched in sweat, my heart racing. I'd think about calling Marcus, demanding we come clean. But then I'd remember this wasn't just about me anymore. There were employees now, investors, clients. If the truth came out, it wouldn't just hurt Marcus. It would destroy hundreds of lives. So I stayed silent. And I hated myself for it. Then, in year 10, Marcus got married. Her name was Olivia. She was smart, kind, successful in her own right. And at the wedding, she pulled me aside. "Danny, I need to tell you something." She looked nervous. "Marcus talks about you all the time, about how much he owes you, about how you gave him everything." I felt a lump in my throat. "He wants to make it right," she said. "He's been working on something, a way to transition the company fully into his name, to give you your identity back." I stared at her. "He said that?" She nodded. For the first time in years, I felt hope. Maybe Marcus hadn't forgotten. Maybe he still cared. Maybe we could fix this. But 2 weeks later, I got a different call. It was from a lawyer. "Mr. Carter, my name is Jonathan Briggs. I represent a former employee of Carter Tech. We're filing a lawsuit against you for breach of contract and fraud." My world tilted. "What?" "My client claims you promised him equity in the company, then reneged. We have emails, signed documents, all with your name on them. That's impossible. And then I realized, Marcus. Marcus had signed those documents using my name, and now I was being sued for something I didn't do. I flew to San Francisco. I stormed into Marcus's office. "What the hell is this?" I shouted, slamming the lawsuit on his desk. Marcus looked up, startled. "Danny, calm down." "Calm down. I'm being sued for something you did." "It's a misunderstanding. We'll settle it. It's fine." "It's not fine, Marcus. My name is on this. My reputation." He stood up, his face hardening. "Your reputation, Danny? You don't have a reputation. Not a real one. Everything you have, I built." The words hit me like a punch. "I gave you everything," I whispered. "No," Marcus said coldly. "I gave you a name. I did the rest. And now you want to act like you're the victim? I am the victim. You stole my identity. I didn't steal anything. You gave it to me. You were too scared to use it yourself." The room went silent, and in that silence, I saw the truth. He was right. I had given him my name because I was afraid to fail, afraid to try, and now I was paying the price. The lawsuit settled, but the damage was done. Word got out, not the full truth, but enough. Whispers, rumors. Investors pulled out, clients left. Carter Tech collapsed within 6 months. Marcus lost everything. And me? I disappeared. I changed my phone number, moved to Portland, started over. For years, I didn't hear from Marcus, until last month. He showed up at my door. He looked broken. "Danny," he said quietly, "I'm sorry. I didn't say anything. I took everything from you, and I lost it all anyway." He started to cry, and despite everything, I felt my heart break, because he was still my little brother. I let Marcus in that day. We talked for hours, and I realized something. We had both been living a lie. He had been living my life, and I had been living in his shadow. Neither of us had been free. Giving someone your name isn't love. It's fear. Fear of being yourself, fear of failing, fear of succeeding. And fear will always cost you more than failure ever could. If I could go back, I wouldn't give Marcus my name. I'd help him build his own. Because the greatest gift you can give someone isn't your identity. It's the belief that they can create their own. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, your name is yours. Don't give it away. Build something beautiful with it instead.